Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back, but in today's video, we're doing something different. This video right here that I'm making today is to educate you. And educate you on what? You might be asking. Well, there's this thing that's been going around for a few years now, down where I live. I don't know all the states that it's in, but it's definitely here in Arkansas. And it's called chronic wasting disease. And it affects the deer and the elk population. It makes them sick. It makes them not, it makes them look like they're not eating. I'm gonna try and throw a picture up on the screen. But it's something horrible, so but we have a bunch of testing centers around Arkansas too. Like once you harvest the animal, once you kill the deer, you can go have it tested, and they'll test it out and see if it has chronic wasting disease. If it doesn't, you're good to go, and you can harvest it and butcher it and take it home and eat it. A lot of people may have heard of the disease called blue tongue. Yeah, but I'm actually gonna bring it up for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, and I'm gonna read you guys a little bit about it, because the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has made a post, and I want to get you guys the most accurate information that I can, if at all possible. Alright, so it says, what is CWD? Chronic wasting disease is a fatal neurological disease that affects members of the deer/elk family, cervids. It was first described in 1967 in Colorado and since has spread to 26 states, Canada, South Korea, Finland, and Norway. 26 states and then those other places, which is Canada, South Korea, Finland, and Norway. Chronic wasting disease is similar to scrappy? It's in sheep and goats. It says chronic wasting disease is similar to scrapie in sheep and goats and mad cow disease in cattle. These diseases are caused by misshapen proteins. Misshapen? That's a big word. Something proteins. I'll type it on the screen when it says. Proteins called prions, which accumulate in the tissue of affected animals, especially the brain, spinal cord, and lymph nodes. Chronic wasting disease is a slowly progressing disease. Infected animals will not show signs of disease for a long period of time, but late in the disease process they will be thin and may demonstrate weakness, abnormal behavior, excessive thirst, or drooling. Animals generally die soon after the onset of these signs. So once these signs set in, it doesn't take the deer or the elk to die. But in the early stages, that's why when I've killed deer, I've had them tested, because you never know. I mean, you can't trust it. And it says, where in Arkansas has chronic wasting disease been found? So this is Arkansas. This is from my state. In February 2016, an elk harvested in the fall of 2015 near Pruitt in Newton County tested positive for chronic wasting disease. This was the first documented case of the disease in the state of Arkansas. Also, in February 2016, a white-tailed deer was found sick near Ponca in Newton County and tested positive for chronic wasting disease. An initial sampling effort in the vicinity of these cases found a total chronic wasting disease prevalence of 23% in white-tailed deer from northern Newton County. Additional chronic wasting disease positives have been found in Benton, which is the county I live in. I live in Benton County. Additional chronic wasting disease positives have been found in Benton, Boone, Carroll, Independence, Johnson, Logan, Madison, Marion, Pope, Scott, Searcy, Sebastian, and Washington County. Washington County is a county right below Benton, so Washington County is not that far. Surveillance for this disease continues statewide. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission continues their surveillance activities and encourages Arkansans to report all sick deer and elk. Can chronic wasting disease spread to humans or livestock? So here's our answer right now, if humans can get it. Currently, there is no specific evidence of chronic wasting disease transmission to humans, pets, or livestock under natural conditions. However, feeding domestic animals any meat from sick or diseased wildlife is not recommended. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention strongly recommends having your deer or elk tested when hunting in areas where chronic wasting disease is known to be present before eating the meat. So that's why a lot of us just go ahead and have them tested anyways, because in the early signs, like I said earlier, in the early signs you can't, like you just can't see it. So, and then it also goes on to say, what can be done to manage chronic wasting disease? Well, we're about to have the answer to that question in just a few seconds. What can be done to manage chronic wasting disease? Research suggests that chronic wasting disease prion can be passed from infected cervids to healthy cervids through the contact with feces, urine, or saliva, as well as contact with chronic wasting disease infected carcasses or contaminated soil. Practices which unnecessarily congregate cervids or the improper disposal of carcasses both have the potential to increase chronic wasting disease transmission. Therefore, steps to reduce the spread of chronic wasting disease include avoiding activities which congregate deer and elk, reducing deer and elk densities, limiting the movement of potential infected materials or carcasses, it says i.e. carcasses, around the state, and limiting the dispersal of infected animals. In order to slow the spread of chronic wasting disease within Arkansas, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, or AGFC, has enacted regulations to help slow the spread of chronic wasting disease in Arkansas. Learn more about chronic wasting disease and its impacts through North America at www.cwdinfo.org. Oh, that's everything that we know, but it kills a lot of deer to elk, and that's actually a very sad. Me being a hunter, I think that's very sad. That's a very sad way to go, because you're just sick and you're dying, and that animal knows it's dying. Who knows? Hopefully one day we can get it under control and, keep slowing it. But if you live in Arkansas though, and you know about chronic wasting disease, please let me know down in the comments, because I'd really like to discuss this more with you, and I can do another video just like this that goes a little bit more in depth about chronic wasting disease. But it's a bad deal, guys.